Hey guys, my name is Haley Swihart and I'm the Residence Hall Director of Archer Hall.
And I'm Daniel Reeves, the Director of Asher Hall.
So one of the first things we want to talk to you all about for online orientation is RA responsibilities, and that's just some of the basics of what being an RA looks like. Office duties. So typically you will work the office one night a week. Depending on the building that you work in, there might be a rotating shift. That just depends on the number of staff you have. So be prepared for that every now and then, working 2 nights a week. But typically it's one. You'll open the office and you'll start the OR. You'll want to check the email first and just update yourself with anything that might have happened in the dorm. You might get work orders that were fulfilled or work orders that were submitted in there, or just other important things that you'll want to put into the OR. After you've checked the email, you'll want to check in with the director on duty. You'll have signs posted to let you know who that is, and those will typically be the same directors on, depending on whichever night of the week you work. It'll be the same directors. So while you're in the office, there are some different responsibilities that you have. One main one would be walking halls. We would prefer you to do that about every 30 minutes. And walking halls just looks like checking on how the dorm life is. Are there people complying with open house policies? Are people just being noise conscious? Are they just abiding by the rules that we have? You'll want to use this time to deliver mail or post memos, anything like that. So another office duty is that you'll want to update the director on duty of any significant events that may happen throughout the night. One of those things might be any work orders that need to be fulfilled. Instead of waiting for your dorm's RHD to submit them, you can go ahead and just notify whoever's on duty that night to get those submitted quicker. So you'll also want to notify residents of upcoming events throughout the night, and then record any events that happen in the OR. So that could be while you're walking halls, you have a conversation with the resident. You want to put that in the OR. You don't have to put the details of the conversation, but just put that you had the conversation. Put that you posted memos or that you hung door tags throughout the night. Put all of those things in the OR. Lastly, you'll close the office. So there are 3 main things that you'll do. That will be change the on-duty director signs. You'll most likely get a call from the hall director on duty on updating those, but if you don't, you can look in Box and find that. Then secondly, you'll want to check in with the director, let them know how everything went for the night and that you are closing the office. And lastly, you'll lock the office. That's an important step.
Next, we're going to talk about professionalism in the office. RAs should maintain a professional demeanor and appearance. Wearing ResLife shirt with jeans and khakis, no leggings, exercise clothes, or sweatpants. Appropriate length shorts are acceptable. You don't have to be wearing a suit or anything, but we want you to look set apart from other students while you are on duty. You are also to engage in behaviors consistent with the mission and Christian standards of University of the Cumberlands. We also require that you maintain strict confidentiality of any information, report, or record related to any UC student. Utilize student information only for the intended legitimate purpose. All the information that we deal with is on a need-to-know basis, so if people don't need to know it, don't tell them. We require that you engage in ongoing communication with the residents, other staff members, the residence hall director, and the dean of student life. While on duty, we require you to report directly to and working under the supervision of the on-duty residence hall director. Basically, we want you to contact us whenever you feel that you need an answer to something or you need help with something. We would rather you contact us too much than not contact us about something that could be a problem.
Alright, now we're going to talk about on-call shifts. So some of the expectations we have for you all on your on-call shift is that you're to be in the building, you have your on-call sign posted, and have the on-call phone with you at all times so you can hear it. Some things that we don't want from you is taking a nap, taking a shower. You're welcome to do homework or study in your dorm, things like that, but try to be alert and ready to answer any calls that you get during that time. Because a lot of times it'll be even from us directors, not just from your residents. So some duties during that time might be to assist residents with any needs that they have. An example, obviously, that happens a lot, especially in a freshman dorm, is your residents locking themselves out of their room. So that's a big one. Another might be escorting maintenance, like the Pepsi man, a vending machine, or actual maintenance just throughout the building needing an escort. If they're alone, they'll need somebody to escort them. And then just deal with any problems that may arise. And those are various things. We all know dorm life can be crazy. So it might be an overflowing toilet or a printer running out of ink or anything like that. You'll want to deal with those during your on-call shifts. So
Next, we're going to talk about mail duty. This will happen once a year for each RA. You will go to the housing office between 3:30 and 4:30 p.m. to collect any mail that is being distributed to your gender-appropriate residence hall. Forgetting mail duty will result in ResLife write-up points. I cannot stress enough that you need to come between 3:30 and 4:30. If you come before then, the mail may not be ready. If you come after then, we're probably going to be closed. After getting the mail, you will distribute it to the rightful hall immediately. Call the person on call and give it to them unless instructed otherwise. Some tips for that: call the housing office before you walk over and ask if there's any mail to be distributed that day. This will cut down on any unnecessary walk. Also, set a reminder on your phone during the week that you're doing mail duty, just so you remember every day.
So 2 other important RA responsibilities are your weekly meetings and your bi-weekly HSIs. So HSI stands for Health and Safety Inspections. This will happen every other week. It's mandatory for your entire staff to be present to check all the rooms. So this will also be on the same night that your staff meeting is on. So they're not separate things. They'll happen on the same nights. So be sure to mark that in your calendar, just so you're aware that's time that you are with your RA staff. For sure, it's mandatory. The next thing would be staff meetings, and it happens once a week with your director. It's a vital part of the job. It's not to be rushed. So we really want you to keep your schedule clear, because that is time that your RHD even takes away from their work night to spend with you all as RAs, to make sure that everything in the dorm is running how it needs to, and to update you about things that we as ResLife need to notify you of. And then lastly, ResLife meetings. So these happen once a month at 4 p.m. And the entire director staff as well as the Dean of Student Life will be present. So that's a mandatory one that you'll need to attend as well.
Weekend schedules. Each RA is required to work approximately 4 to 5 weekends a semester, though each building's rotations may vary depending on the size of the staff. During this weekend, RAs are required to stay within the limits of London to Jellicoe when they are not working. There will be an on-call and in-office shift, just like during the work week. 2 to 3 RAs will work per weekend. We expect that you keep very good communication lines between the other RAs that are working that week and the on-duty director for that weekend, just so you know the things that are going around in the building and on the campus.
We're going to talk about the commitment of being an RA, because it's obviously a big one. So second jobs are allowed. If you have a second job though, whether that's work study or Walmart, whatever that might be, you have to have this on file with the Dean of Student Life through Student Services. So there's no limit on how much you're able to work, provided you're meeting all the requirements of the RA position, because we really want that to be a priority, so you're able to serve your residents well. Your second job is just that. It's a second job. So you should put the obligations of the RA position over all other forms of employment. Priorities is another thing we want to talk about. So your residence hall director will work with you to make sure that you're not scheduled during your class meetings or other important things. You're allowed to have other things than just being an RA. And your RHD is going to do their best to work with you, but that doesn't always go well, considering there are other RAs who need to be worked around as well. So we can't guarantee that you're not going to be scheduled during other obligations, ministry opportunities, sports practices. So just be fully aware of your work schedule and make any required changes promptly. We're really willing as RHDs to work with you all, as long as you're notifying us well enough in advance. So it's also not the responsibility of the RHD to plan around your social lives or to make changes based on that.
Lastly, we're going to discuss the write-up policy. Our write-up policy is to ensure that all ResLife staff members are being held accountable for the actions while also increasing efficiency and effectiveness. Our write-up policy works by a point system. Each violation is worth a different amount of points depending on the severity. Points can lead to termination if misbehavior continues and 10 points are attained. Write-ups include, but are not limited to, missed on-call shifts, which are worth 2 points, missed office shifts, which are worth 3 points, being late to work, and this isn't just one time, this is a pattern of being late to work where you're doing it every single week for every single shift that you have. This is worth 2 points. Visitors in the office for more than the time allotted set by your residence hall director is 1 point. Switching shifts last minute or for no reason, this is also a pattern type of deal. That is worth 1 point. Professional attire in the office, worth 1 point. Attitude on duty is worth 2 points, and negligence. This includes being unresponsive to work because of homework or technology or having a friend over, any one of those things. This could even include, just misbehaving with the other person that's working the office at your time. This is worth 2 write-up points. Thank you for listening.